I'm heading out to pick up a door now. I'm gonna go hang it, and this is what you do. You get up when you got to do a door and you got to go hang it. There's other ways of doing it too. I could piece work it out and have a guy who just hangs doors all day long. I can have him do it, but you know, I'm gonna do this one today and we're gonna film it and show you the complete sale. I went out there like a few days ago. Their bottom panel was, the husband backed into it. I talked him into getting a new door. You can watch me selling the door a couple days ago by clicking the screen somewhere on your screen there. You can click on it and watch the actual call when I went out originally and how the door was sold. And then now I'm going to pick up the door a few days later and I'm gonna go install it. And we're gonna go out and pick it up today. So I'm driving over to the warehouse and I'll get back on here when we're pulling up at the warehouse in a few minutes. Okay, I'm here to pick up the door. I'm gonna load up the door. I'll come back on after it's loaded. So we're loading up here and they're bringing the door out any second. We're gonna load it up on here and then I'll tie it down. I'll go out to the job, install it. It'll take about 2.5 hours to install. But you don't see me working hard right now, right? I'm standing here waiting, enjoying the sun. I'm making about $1,000 an hour right now. This is what I'm doing, talking to you. I'm gonna throw it to you, then you're gonna throw it back to me. Here's how you guys can learn how to do a knot. Once you got this tied off like this, you can just pull this up like this. You'll have to just watch the video and try to see what I'm doing. It's too hard to explain. I put this part around here like that, and then I can pull on this, and then you can just wrench on this thing, and then you just put this part under here like this, pull up on it. You gotta hold this part while you do it, put that part under, and that's that. Now we're ready to go.
The garage is up top. I don't know if you recall.
Yeah, I know the garage exactly.
Yeah.
It's detached. He always had the side door open. I'd have to go in there and his vicious little dog would attack me. Okay, come out when I'm done. Are you going to be home later?
Okay, I'll call his assistant and see how they want to do that.
All right.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
This is a famous person. I'm going to their house after this, a world-renowned medical guy. I won't say who he is, but then one day he just called out of the blue and he goes, I just want to thank you guys. He goes, every time I call you, he's probably having like a reflection of his life. Every time I call you guys, you just come right out. He goes, it's not too many people like that. And you guys have always been there for me. And I said, no problem. So from this job, I'm going to that job, and then I got another job, 2 more jobs after that actually. We're gonna go ahead and film all of them. As long as the battery stays running on this thing, you'll get all the footage. So today, in maybe 5 hours, I'm gonna make about between $4,000 and $5,000 today, clear. I don't consider just driving like this work. So I like cruising around driving. If you consider this work, then you can add this on as well. You're still making good money. But as far as when we get to the job and start working, that's what I consider to be the work. And if you're looking for a job, this is the hardest thing you're gonna do is hang doors. And I can still hang them, and I'm 60 years old, and I'm going out and hanging doors. Once in a while I hang them, and most of the time I piecework them out. This job, they drove through it, and the guys I normally use to hang the doors, the piecework, they're booked up right now. So I'm just doing it right away for the customer. It's no big deal. I'm just taking that, removing a sectional, putting one back in. Okay, and make sure we take out all the rollers, because if you leave them in, they fall and hit your hood of your car or your windshield. We're just getting to the job. We'll get back to you when we're in the garage. You can film the garage. Nice, beautiful garage. The old door, see the bottom of it? It's all falling apart. And we're gonna go ahead and take this door down. We'll get right back to you. You wanna film it? Film it. This is what happens when you cut a cable. Okay, ready? Let's tilt it down, all the way down like this, and then grab it and then lower it to the ground. You do it again. Now lower it to here. I'm going to take the skirt off now so I don't have to bend. In the back. We got the old door down, and now we're just taking down this old rusty track. Now that the door is down, I'm going to go ahead and put up the climate seal, which goes all the way around the door. Put the climate seal up. I normally start on one end. I get it where I want it, right about there. And then I get a nail in it. And I walk my way down, looking at the reveal here, and holding it with my finger. I put this on here. You see this here? Now it's hanging like that. Then you can actually push this thing all the way where you want it. You can make the mark right here, right to the house. Take a mark here. You know this is where it's got to be cut. I can either use this or a skill saw, but I'm just going to try this right now. I don't feel like plugging in the skill saw. You can lift it up where it's got to go. I'll go across this thing here wherever there's hollow spots, like here, and I'll put nails in at the end. Then on these are the side pieces. We're gonna need these. Normally this would go on like this with the flapping on the inside. But what I do is I flip it upside down because I don't want my cut edge to be up here. So I flip it this way and I mark the bottom. See that? I mark the bottom up here, fold that up, come over here. We cut the line right here. You could go a little more than the line because you can lift up on it as well. So you don't have to in fact, you should lift up on it. You should lift up on it because, you know, you don't want nothing really touching the ground. Line up the top here, wherever it goes. You get this reveal, it looks pretty flush right there. Just do it all the way down. Okay. That way you got the factory cut at the top instead of a cut in case you cut it crooked. So this is the way it normally goes. So you'd flip it this way. You get your little thing here. You move that up, make a little mark. You can use regular nails too. You don't really have to have a nail gun and all that stuff. This is just how sophisticated you want to be. You don't necessarily, you can hammer them in if you want. In my case, I prefer nail guns. Once you get going though, you can get all this stuff at the end. Okay, now we're ready to start stacking. The first thing you do when you put these doors together, you take out the bottom fixtures. Take these, you can just push them on. There's one. Take the other one here, right here. You just push them on. That's it. Put this one over here. Take this. Here's the magnetic. Look at that. Fits right on there. I don't put them in all the way so I can move it where I want it. This one goes here. You want to make sure it's at the same spot as it is on the other side. Put them on here. See, the holes are pre-drilled. I always put the bottom one in first. And then there's the ones. You put the numbers aiming up. See the number at the bottom, it says 1. Put it in the round hole. If you put it in the top hole first, it's slotted. You don't know where it's going to line up. So I put this one in so it knows exactly where it's got to be. We're ready to stack that one in. Stand it like this. And then you're going to walk out. Okay. Put that one in. Put it behind the stop. And then we get a nail in here. We're going to tack it over. Put it evenly on the end. There. That way. Okay, we got the strut on. Now we're putting up the last panel. Track here. These are Kinnear track. You can see they come in different pieces here. These are the vertical that I'm taking out right here. These are the horizontal. So the vertical, I normally take them out completely. I get 3 and 3 of these. These are the 3/8 bolts. I get them ready. You guys can do them any way you want, but this is, I'm just showing you. This is the bearing for the spring right here. This goes on the shaft. Get them all hand tight. Flip this downward. You can get the head plate here. This is going to go towards the header, this part here. Get them all hand tight. Get that one hand tight. Okay. Then you do the same on the other one. So I just tighten them all up by hand. I don't tighten anything till the very end, because this I'm going to want to push to get to the header and put a lag in here wherever it lines up. And then this one here, I adjust the level of the track with this one here. So I do that when the track is in. So next I get the vertical tracks, which I already pulled out. I get the jam brackets. These are the JB2s and the JB1s. Okay, so this is going to be the other one. I'm just putting it together now while I was waiting on him because I needed the impact. This is the JB1 I'm putting on now. Aim it towards the wall. That's going to go over here when I'm done. Put this in here. And yep, you got to go up. So I'm going to get the same thing over here that I use. And I'm going to shove it underneath the track. And then, yeah, that looks pretty good. That's right where you want it. Okay. Okay. There. The hammer. Okay. Putting on these their old cameras back on. And you want to look at the outside? You can see the gaps on the outside, how it looks on the outside. Everything on your opening is out of whack. Go ahead and go outside and check it out. Okay, this is the check. It was actually $22.15 for the door. He already gave $1,500, so it was $37. Right here it was $37.15. He gave $1,500, and then his balance was $22.15, which is right there. So that we're done with that job, and we got 2 other jobs to go. We're just servicing this door here. Look at the view out this window. And they got the reverse springs on these doors too. They're in the back. And then they got this cable over here, right here. This is a famous person's house. So we don't want to tell you who he is, but this is his house. 28th, we're on, right? No, 26th. Just setting the limit. Just got done with the 3rd service. I'm at the dump here. I'm gonna dump the door that I just did yesterday, so it's part of the job. Here's the old door on the truck. This is one of the parts you gotta do. Most of the door companies though have places you can dump the door, but I did this on a Friday and they're not open. And so I'm just bringing it to the dump. And they usually let you dump them for free where you buy your doors at, because they recycle all the stuff. But I'm at the dump. My advice to you is take the course, learn this trade, and you can do the same thing. I feel good. You know, some people are working all week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even a month to get that. So I do it in basically 1 hour's work. And are my hands dirty? No, my hands aren't dirty. But you know, if people, you know, we've gotten called to repeat, you know, they're mixed on whether they want to take our course because it's an online course, you know, the course that we offer. And the online course is incredible, actually. We have so many people that have gotten into this business. They've called me. We're actually going to be filming the first woman that took the course, and she's going to be doing her first job coming up here. She's going to start marketing herself. She's getting all her truck ready and her tools and all that, and she's all happy to go out there. She said she's a little nervous, but she wants to go out and she's anxious to start, you know, doing the repairs. So even women now are taking our course. We never thought women, you know, would be interested in this, but seems like women want to do this as well. They see how much money you make, and I guess it's not very easy to make money doing anything else like this and not working very hard. So this is a great trade. You know, people going to school, I had a guy last week said he feels like he's wasting his time going to school, because most people that go to school, they end up being in debt when they get out. They got to start at the bottom of whatever they do. They're not going to just go right into what they were doing. It'll take them years before they even make or see any money, and who knows, by then they'll probably get burnt out and quit. But the good thing about this is you can get right in 30 days you'll be making this kind of money. Forget the school, keep your money. You take the school, it's only $1,499. You're never gonna get a course that cheap. We are offering we're gonna go back to the hands-on, but the hands-on is gonna cost you guys a pretty penny. But I mean, to do it right, we gotta charge that. There's just no way around it. So it's gonna be about almost 20 grand. It's like 19,900 or something. So we're gonna be having that because so many people ask about it. When we're trying to keep costs down for you by doing the one for $1,499. The thing with the $1,499 as well is it's a lifetime membership. So if you forget something or you need to, freshen your mind when you're on a job, you could actually go out to the truck, go right to, they're all labeled too. If you forgot how to reset cables, for instance, you can go right to where it says resetting cables, and you can watch a little 5 or 10 minute video on there, and it'll show you exactly how to do it. And which one to do first and all that stuff. So when you get the hands-on class, once you leave there, you're on your own. So if you want to touch it so bad, that's not going to really teach you. You got to understand how to do it and how they work. And that's what we teach you on the online class. So to me, the online class is even better, and it's a lot cheaper. So for an hour of work, I could pay for the whole class, and that's my education. You guys are paying all this money to go to college, and there's no guarantees. You got 10,000 people going to the same class all over the country. I mean, and then you got to go compete for jobs and work for other people and get up early, work all day, wait for a check. Here, I already got my checks. I'm driving away. I could go cash them. I could go deposit them, do whatever I want with them. And I could, you working basically right off the truck. There's no lifting, none of that stuff. So this is a great trade. You guys should think about getting into it. If you want to learn the trade, you sign up at www.garagedoortrainingschool.com. Everybody in this business that's doing it is making a lot of money. So if you want to get in this business, the real way to learn and the only way to learn is to go to garagedoortrainingschool.com. That's at www.garagedoortrainingschool.com. Check them out, sign up. And it's very reasonable priced. I mean, don't even think about the price, because you make it back in one day once you start doing repairs. All right, over and out.